Now this, wherever we've gone over a period of time, we've been now at it for a period of about 7 odd years, we find that there is a distinct change in the standard of living and the capacity of the farmers operating in this area. And for us, it has created unique sources of competitive advantage. For example, if you want to buy from India, you are a little bit circumspect. But if we can tell you that if you buy from us, we can give you the source traceability. And we can buy at the farm gate, and we can give you the quality assurance. The next project that we do, I know that we are trying to solve a global problem of a huge challenge, but all in 20 minutes. So Lord Griffiths, if I sort of, I don't know how much time I've already taken. Can I? I didn't take note of this. It's already 20 minutes?
Not quite.
Not quite. Okay. Okay. No. Similarly, as we built our foods and agri-business, as part of the value chain, brought in the small farmer. For our paper business, paper business, we had the choice to go and get import of pulp from Indonesia, South America, Finland, Sweden, or wherever. We have only 1% of forest resource, which is 40% of cover, a canopy of 40%. Now, there is very little wood, so you can't have a paper business that does not have access to cost-effective fiber. And Government of India does not allow corporate farming because land, as you know, is in short supply. 18% of population has only 2.4% of land, and most people live on land and derive their livelihood. So what we did was we created another initiative which would help the tribals and small farmers on their private wasteland to grow trees. And these trees we developed through R&D to create a shorter life cycle from 7 to 4 years and made them disease resistant. The survival rate would increase to 90%, and we would help them with silvicultural practices. So as a result of this, we've created a whole movement of growing trees and creating hardwood, which can then be sold to us, which is sold to us, and it's a cycle. We've created almost 70,000 hectares of private wasteland through a social farm forestry program and provided livelihood of about 35 million days in a year of livelihoods. And this initiative is growing. And our paper business, which had got into a doldrums and as a very small business, is now expanding very rapidly. And that these farmers now know that they can get sustainable livelihoods if they just hook themselves up to growing trees for our business. Therefore, there's a triple bottom line impact of all this. In social impact, as you know, that tribals and people get livelihoods. The environmental impact is that we get carbon sequestration, and also it helps to recharge the groundwater resources. Water is a major problem of our globe, particularly in India, it's a major problem. And the economic impact is that we have a cost-effective source of pulp, and we can actually be globally competitive. Similarly, we've mobilized these village communities to become economic organizations. And then they do their water harvesting programs and watershed programs, which we help them do it, and you will see some pictures of how we do this. And in water-stressed areas, 55% of India's arable land is water-stressed. It is dry land. So if you get water, it multiplies their earnings and increases the output of food. As you know, the world is going through a food crisis. So these are some of the pictures just to give you in touch with what it is. Similarly, women who had to go long distances to fetch water and could not go to school or could not get educated now have water close to their homes, and therefore they can actually save their energies in doing so. Similarly, we have other programs that run in the command areas of different units which are dealing with women's empowerment, children's education, and also animal husbandry program. The basic point from which development begins is to have an animal. and to get them to be crossbred, to create more milk, and ultimately grow into a dairy. And we will enter into a dairy business because we're in a foods business. And in the most backward areas, we've initiated this project, and ultimately it will grow into a dairy business. Now, what the triple bottom line performance, and I'm very proud to be able to say this to you, and you should listen to it carefully. ITC has generated more than 5 million sustainable livelihoods through its initiatives. ITC is a carbon positive company. It sequesters twice the carbon than it emits out of its industrial operations, even though it is in the paper business. Similarly, ITC is a water positive company. It has been for the last 5 years. It generates freshwater resources through water harvesting programs 4 times than the water that it consumes, even though it's in a guzzling paper business, water guzzling paper business. And we are nearly, through our conservation approach and recycling, nearly 100% recycling solid waste company. I might take leave of my modesty for a moment. We are the only company in the world, not in India, only company in the world of our size and diversity that has got these dimensions of environmental and societal security measures. But how have we done financially? Because lots of cynics ask me, okay, you do a lot of good work. For the last 12 years, we've had more than 25% compound rate of growth of shareholder value creation. So I think we are, all in all, we are happy that to prove, to create an exemplar, that it is possible to synergize the creation of societal value with creation of shareholder value. What it requires is vision. It requires vitality, and it requires, above all, values. If you're committed to doing something for your society, then you can do this. But how do we, and so what has happened to ITC during this period? I want to tell you that from a cigarette company, it has now become a diversified conglomerate, and it gives you a picture of the range. Lord Griffiths in the beginning said what we were doing in somewhat humorous way. Analysts always say, and what else do you do? So, but more than that, it used to be a less than $1 billion turnover company a decade ago. It's now over $5 billion. The market cap, since the last time we sent Lord Griffiths this account of ourselves, instead of 18 billion, we're now 20 billion in a depressed market. It's continuing to grow.